Good morning, people. I just landed in your town.
Welcome to the podcast that convinced Ferris Bueller to take a day off.
Yay!
Hashtag just saying. Just saying.
Bueller.
Bueller. That's right.
9 times.
Oh, if you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it. Great movie.
Classic.
Indeed. Oh, welcome back. I am still Tara.
I will always be Sean, as far as I know.
I still have this godforsaken cold.
Well, like we mentioned before, when you get it, it stays with you for at least a month.
That it does, my friend. That it does.
I've had like a sinus cold myself the past week.
That bites.
That blows.
It does. And you know, Jay, my husband Jay just got sick again.
Oh.
And I said, I don't want, there's no takesies backsies. You're not giving this back to me.
Stay away from me.
10-foot rule.
Yeah, long distance hug.
Yes. I actually said that the other day. Because he was like, I wish I could hug you. And I was like, I'm hugging you in my mind from the sofa. He's like, okay, that's good enough, I guess.
Remember that later when he gets home.
Yes. I have been debating all week about whether or not I should tell this story.
Time's up.
I know. So it's do or die, literally.
Do.
And it's not particularly a funny story.
Oh.
But I think where, you know, some people might be in our age bracket and have older parents. I think that...
Damn whippersnappers.
Yeah, I think that this might be something that might, I don't know, a cautionary tale, shall we say.
Lay it on us.
I shall. So, as you know, as Sean knows, you folks might not know, my father was supposed to come and help me with the fence. My fence, I had like 4 panels, sections of fence that had fallen. We had a really bad windstorm like the week of Halloween. So, my dad was supposed to come and help me fix it.
That was Mother Nature's trick.
That was Mother Nature going, no Halloween for you shits.
You ain't getting a treat. I'm
No.
doing my trick now.
No, and Halloween got postponed in a lot of areas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're...
Like a day or two.
So, up your butt.
Up your butt, Joe Boo.
There you go. So, my dad was supposed to come Saturday. Now, my original plan was I was going to get up Saturday morning. I was going to get to Lowe's, get 3 or 4 fence posts.
Say hi to Rob Lowe.
I'm going to have Rob Lowe's. I'm going to get 3 or 4 fence posts to replace the ones that I think are iffy at best. And then could be back at my house by 10 when my dad was supposed to get there.
It's nice when you have a good plan, right?
We plan, and the devil laughs. That is what I always say, because let me tell you, I got up, I had my alarm set, I got up 7 o'clock in the morning.
Boo!
Big boo, because if there's one thing that I hate, absolutely.
One thing?
It's waking up to an alarm on your day off.
Yeah.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Yes. I hate getting up to an alarm on a day off.
That's when your alarm goes off and you roll over and you yell twice as loud, fuck you.
Yes. Like, no!
You give your alarm the finger?
Not today! So my alarm goes off. Now, when I sleep, I have my phone on airplane mode. Because I'm a very light sleeper. So if I get like a tweet or something and my phone vibrates, it's going to wake me up. It's gross. So I had my phone on airplane mode. So I woke up and I turned my phone on. So I'm getting all the things from Twitter that, it happened overnight. And then I see I have a text from my mom. And I went, ooh, let's read that one. So I go to that text. She sent me a text at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Oh, this story is so bad, Sean. She goes, I don't think your father's going to be able to come Saturday morning. Bad night.
Saturday morning hasn't come yet.
I know. But she's like, bad night. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good at all.
In which way?
Yeah, so she goes, she writes me back. So I said, okay. She writes me back and she's like, it was a really bad night. And I went, all right. Do you want to...
What happened?
Yeah, I'm like, do you want to elaborate? My mother is the type of person who likes to give as little information. Like, you literally have to go, tell me what you're trying to say. You have to pry shit out of her.
Let's play 20 questions, shall we?
But at 7 o'clock in the morning, I am not in that mood. So I was like...
What the fuck
Yeah.
do you want?
So I was like, what happened? Because my dad has like a pacemaker and some kind of vertigo thing. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah, he's losing his hearing.
Oh yeah, he's got hearing aids now.
Huh?
He pretends he can't hear you, but he can. That's his new favorite thing to do. He'll be in the other room and let you talk shit.
What?
Oh yeah, he'll be in the other room and you'll be talking shit, and then he'll poke his head in and go, I heard everything. It's like, fuck. So, she's like, well, bad night. So I said, well, do you care to elaborate? Or is bad night just all we're going to say? So she goes, well, your father's not doing too good. And I thought, because he was sick, too. So I thought his cold just flared up like mine did.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, not feeling well? And then I said, well, Jay has today off. I was like, so it was going to be 3 of us working. I said, if he comes tomorrow...
There's a reason Jay had the day off.
Yeah. So I said, if he comes tomorrow, Jay has to work, so it'll just be me and Dad. So she goes, well, I'm sure the 2 of you can get it done. And then she goes, he'll come tomorrow if he can move. And I went, if he can move? What the fuck happened? So now it's quiet for a little while. She's not texting me back.
I hate that.
So I went, oh, God. So she calls me. So now she's calling me, so I pick up and I'm like, hello? And she goes, oh, you sound lovely. And I said, okay, first of all, my voice is fucked up from this cold. Secondly, I just woke up. So not only do I have morning voice, I have cold morning voice. Yeah, I sound awful. I know I sound awful. I am more than well aware that I sound awful. And I had like 3 people tell me that this week. I'm like, I don't need you to tell me that. I know. And I love when it cracks because now I sound like a...
It's time to
change. So she calls me up and she goes, well... Oh, you're going to love this, right? So she calls me up and she goes, well, here's the thing. And I said, what? She goes, your father had a little too much to drink last night. So my instant reaction was, oh, he's hungover? And she goes, yeah.
Yes.
And I said, her answer just made me like, what's going on? So I said, okay. And she goes, well, he kind of fell. And I went, what? And by the way, I can guarantee my dad would not want me telling this story.
Well, it's a good thing they don't listen.
But he doesn't listen, so I'm good. So she goes, well, he kind of fell. And I said, okay. So she goes, well, he's, he wasn't moving around too well. He's laying on the sofa right now, and he's, kind of not really moving well. She says, but if he can move tomorrow, he'll come over. So I was like, okay. And that was like all she said. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I went back to bed. Because I had zero reason to be up anymore. Originally, he was supposed to come help. So now, and plus, okay, so I went back to bed. Jay got up. And then we ended up talking about what we were going to do that day. So we ended up going to Benny's. Benny's is closing. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. We went to Benny's. I balled out on Christmas lights. I got like 8 strands of Christmas lights.
Nice.
I am so good to go on Christmas lights. And, you know, we do those shoots. I got a styrofoam cooler for when we do the shoots.
Nice.
$1.50. It's huge.
Whoa.
I was like, fuck, yes. Oh, victory dance. I was all happy. I was so happy.
Nice.
So, and then we went a couple other places. So, my mom calls me the next morning. And she goes, your father can move a little bit. He's going to come over. And I said, okay. She goes, and then she says, don't say anything about his face. And I went, pardon?
Which means he has a shiner.
Oh, I said, excuse me? She said, don't say anything about his face. Ignore it. And I went, is it bad? And she goes, yeah, it's bad, but just ignore it. And I'm like, how am I supposed to ignore it? Now, he was basically going to show up whenever he showed up. So she's like, he'll be there before noon. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, I was like waiting for the cable guy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for the text. She actually did text me that he was on his way. So I was like, oh, at least I have that.
Yeah, we'll be there between 12 and 4.
Yeah. Very vague, very unspecific. So, I didn't know if he and Jay were going to cross paths. So, and Jay knew that he had fallen. So, I told Jay, I said, listen, if my dad gets here before you leave, don't say anything about his face. And he goes, what happened to his face? I said, I don't know, but we're not supposed to mention it. And he goes, well, what am I supposed to do? And I said, I don't know.
Think Goonies.
I said, just look at your shoes or something. But don't look at his face. And don't mention it. So he goes, okay. Now, my dad had showed up as Jay was still kind of getting out of the shower and stuff like that. So my dad and I went outside. Now, I opened the door for my dad, and I had to, like, hold back a gasp. I went, seriously, dude, he looked fucked up.
You got into a fight at the bar?
I don't know. So I was like, hey, pal. Like, I didn't know it was the most awkward hello. It's like, he knows I see it. Mm-hmm. I can see it. And we're not talking about it. It's like the elephant on his face. I can't say shit. But there it is. Literally staring me in the face.
I did.
So, we get to work, and I'm not saying anything, but I am watching him very closely. So, it took, like, a couple of hours. We had, like, a clusterfuck situation. We were, like, I was holding one of the panels, and then, like, 2 adjacent panels just decided to fall. And they, like, hit the ground. Just bam! So I look at my dad, and I'm like, I can't decide if that's a good thing or not. And then my dad looks at me and goes, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, okay, well, that's our mood. Hashtag mood. We don't give a fuck about this? Okay. We got it fixed. It took a couple hours. So I was saying goodbye to him. I walked into his car. And he's like, all right, so I'll see you in a couple hours. I was like, yep, because I go over there every Sunday. So I was like, I'll see you in a couple hours. Now, I show up at my parents' house, and my dad's cooking. So I go in the living room. My mom's sitting there, and she's like, your brother's coming, too. My brother never comes for Sunday dinner. So I was like, what happened? I was like, now Jim's coming, too? I was like, what's going on here this weekend? So she goes, well, wait till your brother gets here, and we'll talk about it. I went, oh, God. So my brother shows up, and he goes, did you hear what happened? Did you hear what happened? And I said, yeah, I heard that Dad fell. I heard that Dad fell. And he goes, well, apparently the 4 of them, my parents and my brother and his wife, had gone out for Chinese food Friday night. They decided they were going to have zombies which are like 8 different kinds of alcohol. And it's just apparently my brother said my sister-in-law was hammered too, and she fell out of the car. And
it's like giving me a couple of Long Island iced teas.
Long Island iced teas, if they're made right, they're delicious.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time.
And you can't taste the alcohol. Those are dangerous drinks. Mm-hmm. When you cannot taste the alcohol, that's when you're like, oh shit, we might die tonight. So,
That'd be cool if I could make one.
Oh yeah. There you go. So my dad, they got back to the house, and my dad decided he hadn't had enough to drink. So, and my dad is not, no, my mother enjoys the drink. All right? She loves the drink. My dad will drink, but not in excess. But my dad had decided, apparently that night, that he wanted more to drink. So he cracked open 2 more bottles of some kind of alcohol, champagne. They're big on champagne. They like their champagne. So it's probably champagne. And took care of that. And then the champagne, on top of the zombies that they had, made him so inebriated that when he stood up to go to bed, he hit the floor. Like he fell. And my mother...
Normally it sounds like it'd be funny.
No, this is why I was like so... I don't know if I should tell this story because this gets really, really bad. And it ends with Tara completely flipping out and losing my shit on my whole family. So, my dad had fallen. My mother actually fell the week of Halloween. Remember we had that big storm? And they have a, what do you call that? An air vent in the bathroom. And the rain had come through the air vent onto the floor.
So she slipped on the floor.
So she slipped on the wet floor, and she already has a fucked up arm on this side. Messed up the arm on this side. Right? So, yeah. So now she's like, oh, what to do? So, she's like, I can't lift your father. So she calls my brother. So my brother goes, Mom calls me at 2 a.m. Now, my mother texted me at 1:30 in the morning that my dad was hammered.
And doesn't tell you shit.
But, like, he hadn't fallen yet. So this was not crisis mode. And I'm like, why didn't I get a text that he fell? And she's like, well, what are you going to do? I would know that he fell. Mm-hmm. So my brother goes, I got up and I came over. And my dad was face down in the living room. And he wasn't really talking well. So my brother rolled him.
Don't when you're sloshed.
So my brother rolled him over. He had blood all over his face. And he's like, Tara, he had blood all over his face. I was like, what did he hit? And my brother goes, the rug. And I went, no. I was like, listen, I'm very klutzy. As you may or may not know from having to deal with me on Saturday shoots.
Yes.
I can trip over my own shadow. So from somebody who's fallen a lot.
I saved you from falling.
You did? The guardrail? Yes. I would have really hurt myself if I fell on that guardrail.
Well, you would have just at least rolled down the hill.
Rolled down the hill. Whee! As long as it didn't hurt. Like, if it didn't hurt too bad, and it was almost fun. Like, oh, I fell and then I rolled. Whee! But, like, ever since I was a little kid, I've like, fallen and walked into walls and all kinds of shit. So...
I remember a story of you in the basement.
Yeah. So, from somebody who's fallen a lot, you cannot get that kind of injury from hitting the rug. I said, he hit something on the way down.
You could get a rug burn, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, if you drag your fucking face across the rug. So, I'm like, he didn't just hit the rug. He hit something. And everybody was like, no. So I said, all right. So I let it be. So, he was drunk, but he was able to help my brother get him up. It was like he was able to assist in the getting up.
So, watching 2 drunks...
Yeah, essentially.
This sounds funny.
I know it does. So now, my brother helps him to bed, and my dad's like sprawled in the middle of the bed. So my mother decides she's gonna have to sleep in the spare room because she's not gonna be able to move my dad. So she's sleeping in the spare room. She goes, Tara, I was sleeping in the spare room. She's like, for a couple hours. All of a sudden, she hears, bang. So she gets up. My dad fell again.
Rolled off the bed.
No, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to get up. Oh. I don't know. So now he's like curled up on the floor. He can't move. He's shaking. He's shaking. So my mother calls my brother again, who comes all the way back. I don't want to say all the way. He's like 15, 20 minutes away.
I was going to say, you should just stay the night.
That's what I told him. I'm like, why didn't you just spend the night?
Mm-hmm.
So now my brother goes, so Dad's curled up on the floor. He's got more blood coming from his face. And I'm like, so he hit his head again. And he goes, yeah, I don't know, but he's bleeding more. And I'm like, okay. And I said, at this point, he's curled up on the floor. He's bleeding from the head from 2 different places now. And nobody called an ambulance.
I was just thinking, you should have gone to the hospital or something.
And this was Tara's big issue. I was like, and I looked at my mom and I'm like, listen, I know you don't want to be like, oh, I'm elderly. I was like, but I'm sorry. You're older. When you fall, you have to go to the hospital. This is not good. And she said, well, I wanted to call an ambulance, but your father said no. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, because he just told me he wasn't talking. I was like, so at what point did he say no in his state of not speaking? Mm-hmm. Well, he said no before. Well, now he can't answer you. So call an ambulance. So my brother was afraid he was going to crack his ribs. Basically, he lifted him up, he sat him up, bear hugged him, and like did this lift throw motion to get him on the bed.
Sounds like a wrestling.
It was.
Like a belly-to-belly suplex.
It totally was, yeah. So then my mother goes, I don't want him getting up again.
Strap him down.
Well, she goes, this is so bad, you guys. She goes, I don't want him getting up again. Push the bed up against the wall. Mm-hmm. So now the bed went from the middle of the room to up against the wall, so my dad's side is up against the wall. So now, every time he rolled over, he'd bang his head on the wall. I said, so now he has a head injury, and he keeps banging his head against the wall. And my mom said, well, yeah, I guess. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? She goes, and then he tried to get up in the middle of the night to pee, and my mother's like, I grabbed him by the arm and pulled him back in bed. She goes, and then I went and got him a bucket and said, you're not going anywhere. You're going to pee in a bucket. So she wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. He had to pee in a bucket. And I'm just like, oh my God. Now I spoke to my friend Tina, and we were talking about concussions.
Tina?
Yes, and we were talking about concussions and things like that. And he had gotten, my dad used to have nosebleeds a lot. He's had them since he was a kid. And he got his nose cauterized like 5 years ago. So, and he stopped having them. We were at Sunday dinner, and all of a sudden his nose started bleeding. And I looked at my mother and I was like, he should have gone to the goddamn hospital. And my mother's like, it's his nosebleed. And then I'm like, he hasn't had one of those in like 10 years. And she's like, well, I don't know. So then I said something to Tina, and Tina goes, well, when he knocked his head, he could have ruined the cauterization. He probably has to have his nose cauterized all over again. And I went, oh, so I'll tell him that. He'll be real happy to hear that.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah. So then she goes, when you sleep, what do you do with your phone? I said, I put it on airplane mode. She goes, oh, no. She goes, don't do that anymore. I said, no, I can't. Because now everybody's falling all over the place. And I need to be able to get reached. I was like, but it's just going to be annoying because my phone's going to go off. And she's, oh, no. She said, put it on Do Not Disturb and add their numbers under favorites. And then if they try to call you, it'll go through, but nothing else will. Sweet. And I was like, oh, cool. So now I have to
Those
do
little things that no one really tells you.
I didn't really realize that. And then she told me. Either. So I said, well,
now, you out there now.
I know. And that was one of the things I, like, one of the main reasons why I wanted to tell the story is because if you have parents who are older, keep your phone on.
Or drunker.
I don't think he's going to drink like that for a long time.
Yeah, just at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Just enough time to get over it and get ready to do it again.
So
next time, push the bed against the wall and just surround them with pillows. Make a little fort.
A pillow fort so Dad won't fall.
And in case he rolls off the bed, just put something soft on the floor.
Jesus. Stuffed animal wall.
Almost like a kitty-proof in a room.
Yeah. So, but then I had to call my sister, who lives in South Carolina, and I was like, so I called her, and I haven't spoken to her because I haven't had much of a voice. So I called her, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're calling me," and I was like,
"Oh no,"
and I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "You sound awful." I said, "I know, I know I sound awful, but I have a story I need to tell you, and you're not gonna like it." And she's like, "Oh, now I don't even want to hear it."
Yes, you do.
No, you're gonna want to hear this. So I told her, she flipped out, and then she goes, "Was he gonna go to the doctor?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna call Mom tomorrow and yell at her and tell her to take him to the doctor." I said, "You do what you want," because she gets away with yelling at them and I don't. I said, "All right, good, yell. Do the yelling."
They're listening to me.
Yeah. So that was my Saturday/Sunday. I was like, Jesus, you people.
I don't have any stories.
You don't have anything like that? No?
Nope.
Oh.
Just spent the weekend just blowing my nose and taking NyQuil and shit. And just...
Does NyQuil even work for you? No. I don't know. I think maybe I've taken it too much in my life. NyQuil doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't do anything.
See, I was taking NyQuil for a while. She had what you have.
Yeah?
That form, because mine's all sinus and shit.
Yeah.
That wasn't really doing much for her, because she was still coughing.
Yeah.
And her sister Kim was recently up, and they went to the store, and Kim suggested to get Robitussin DM.
Yeah.
That seems to help her a lot more.
Really?
At least sleep.
Oh, a friend of mine was telling me, like, what is it, Mucinex or something?
Mm-hmm.
So get the Mucinex. I've tried that, but the nighttime formula that's supposed to knock you out makes me wired. So I can't sleep when I take it. It's like, oh my God. So isn't this supposed to put me to sleep? And yet here we are. I'm putting an addition on the house and singing Christmas carols on the roof, running back and forth. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. I regret nothing. I bet I'd get a shit more done. Yeah, then my dad's like, shows up and he's helping me in the backyard and he looks around and he goes, "When you gonna mow your lawn?" I was like,
Typical.
"Dad."
Typical.
Like, "Dad, I saw 2 snakes. Never again." He goes, "Oh, they're just snakes." "No, I realize that, but I don't want to see them." I said, "I need to have Jay look in the shed before I..." Because I'm not opening the shed and getting a snake peekaboo. I don't want peekaboo from dirty-ass snakes. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds like a typical father comment, too.
No.
I mean, mine barely comes to our house because we're so far away.
Oh my God.
Even though they are looking for a house out this way.
Mm-hmm.
But those once in a long time visits that we get, even though he's not saying anything, he's looking around the house thinking what needs to be done that I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And he quietly pulls me aside later on at some point and says, "You should really work on this and you should get that done. If you guys are going to be thinking about selling your house at any point, you should really, paint over here and..."
That's when you tell them, "What day are you free?" Because I'll be happy to supervise you while you do it.
Yeah. I'm not really a hands-on handy guy. Like, my dad loves to be out in the yard and do shit.
Yeah. That's what dads do.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that way.
Mm-mm.
At least yet. I'm only 40.
And I thought when I had a house, like, I'd be like, "Oh, I'll be in the backyard, I'll do this, blah, blah, blah." No. No.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Nope.
Like, I got a small lawn, so I don't mind mowing the lawn. It's just the motivation to get out there and do it.
Listen, when I get home from work, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to have dinner and then just relax for a few minutes before bed. Because that's how the night feels.
Yep.
And then the weekend, I'm busy.
Whether I have a little work to do during the day, or quite a bit of work to do during the day, or no work during the day. It's still a long freaking day.
No, it is.
Especially when you're the only guy in the office and you gotta sit there and listen to the hens.
Oh, that's fun. Listen, there's only like 2 guys in my office, and I don't know, they just don't really say anything. But you know what? I don't like listening to them. It's too much.
One of my problems with my hens. One.
That was a real shit show chicken. It's my voice. I'm so sorry.
Sounds like you got shot.
It did. I'm hit, Tommy. Run. Oh, the farmer Ted got me.
But they got
really hurt my throat too.
They kind of have a short attention span, and whenever they're asking me a question,
Ow.
and I'll start answering the question.
Yeah.
And I'm like halfway through as they're already turning around at their desk.
I would just not even bother.
It's like they got enough information that okay. All of a sudden I gotta go back to my phone now. And
I'll be over here now.
I gotta go text somebody in my family.
You know what? Today my supervisor came over to my desk, and we were talking, and she had like this, because I needed her help with something, and she had this I'm going to help you, but I'm very, very busy look on her face. Like, I need to finish so I can go do my shit. So I turned around and I said, what is the matter with you? She says, well, it's just a crazy day. It's a crazy day. I said, it's Friday. She goes, yeah, I know. It's crazy today. And I said, I said, you do realize this is the last Friday we have to work in November. And then she stood there and stared at me and was like, oh, yeah. I said, does that make you feel better? And she said, not really. Okay. I tried. I did. I tried.
Mine just has a short attention span. It's annoying.
No, I can bet, yeah.
Or if it's quiet and I think of something to say, or usually if one of us has a little joke to say after something was done or something was said, then we just kind of blurt it out. So we expect a laugh. I'm expecting crickets when I'm done. Sometimes they don't even turn around and acknowledge what I just said.
Tip your hat. Good day. Good day.
I'm here all week.
Try the veal. I'm here all week. My goodness.
That's why I'm like, okay, fuck you too. In my mind, and I just let me go back online.
And fuck you very much. So, you have weekend plans.
Yes.
What are you doing this weekend?
Tab suggested about going to a parade in Plymouth.
Oh, everybody loves a parade.
There's a parade in Plymouth tomorrow.
Yeah.
So she wants to go see that because she loves parades.
Okay. See, I don't like a lot of people in a thing. Like, crowds of people drive me crazy. So, as fun as I'm sure a parade would be, my social anxiety would be flared. I'd just be like, I gotta get out of here before I start punching people in the face. Get out of my way.
Well, luckily it's gonna be a warm day.
It is supposed to be a nice day Saturday.
Because I hate standing in the parades in the cold. I do remember
Santa. I know him. Sorry.
Christmas story.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mixed movies, actually.
Can we go now? Yes, we can go now.
Santa's not going anywhere.
Shut up, Ralphie.
There you go.
I love that part. Shut up, Ralphie. And then like a second later.
I saw a t-shirt and I wanted to get it so bad. It was It had a circle, and then it had the old man's face in it from A Christmas Story, and it said "Old Man Furnace Fighters," established like whatever year it was supposed to be, like 60 something, 40 something, whatever. It was so funny. I was like, "Oh my god, that's awesome!" And then I said I would get that, and everybody would be like, "What is that?" Because last year when I wore my Clark shirt, nobody got it. I had to explain it to people. I'm like, really? This movie airs like a ton every year.
Yep. It's a great one.
That is. So you're going to the parade, huh?
Serious, Clark?
Exactly. And I love that line, too. The way he says it. You serious, Clark? Oh. The same company that I'm trying to get my Tim Curry autograph from, who, by the way, they wrote me and told me that if I already paid, I'm all set. But I've asked, like, so when might I expect to see something? Crickets. Tweet, 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 tweet. That's a bird. I don't care. I can't do a cricket.
We answered you once. That's enough.
Correct. The guy's like, la-di-da-di-da. Like, he could care less. So I'm like, you better write to me because I will flood you. But the same company actually worked with Randy Quaid to do autographs with Randy Quaid. And they posted a picture, and I should show it to you because you'd be like, oh shit. Now he cut his hair, finally, because he had like crazy old man in the shed hair. If you picture that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Old man in the shed hair, he just crazy hair.
Well, my first picture is Nick Nolte.
Yes. Very similar to Nick Nolte.
Famous mugshot picture.
Very similar. And he had like a beard. Like a beard. Very, like a beard of bees. Very, he had a beard. He had a beard. And it just looked crazy. He just looked like a crazy person.
Yes.
In this photo, he either had a mustache or a handlebar mustache. I don't remember which one. But I was like, ooh, he shaved. Good.
About time.
And in the photo, like, because normally this guy posts photos and he's like, you know, because I'm around this client or whatever, there's like this much space between him and Randy Quaid. He is not in Randy Quaid's bubble at all. And I wondered if that was on purpose. And also, Randy Quaid has on rubber gloves. And I said, why wouldn't Randy Quaid wear rubber gloves to an autograph signing? Why wouldn't he?
If I'm going to go from crazy to normal, I'm still going to be crazy.
Yeah, I know. You just need a hint of crazy. I'm going to bring a dash of crazy with me. I don't know how much money he made off his little autograph signing.
That's something that all stars can fall back on when they need money.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Talk to the agent and establish a signing somewhere.
Do a con. I mean, I thought he couldn't come into this country, so I don't know where this autograph signing took place. If he could ever get some shit squared away and be able to come back into this country, he could always do Comic-Cons. Exactly. So, I don't know. Yes?
That's perfect on how you said about him doing cons.
Yes?
Do you have any con stories?
I don't have that much.
We were going to try to look into follow-ups for ideas about the Comic-Con that we couldn't make.
Yeah. The information that I did get, people were overall like, they had made improvements from last year, so they're trying to get better. Yeah, they're trying, and I say trying because there was still some things that people were like pissed off about. Okay.
How about the fact that we couldn't get tickets? There's a start.
I know. Well, yeah. So there's that. Oh, and then the fact, not only the fact that we couldn't get tickets, but the fact that they announced that Toy Vault had tickets like hours before the doors were going to open.
Yeah, and that fat bastard that we hate that manages the one in Attleboro.
Yeah.
He was probably holding on to him.
Prick. So.
Up his ass.
So, I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that I read. The line I had said at the beginning when we first were talking about Comic-Con in the summertime, I said Batista would have a ridiculous line.
You did.
And he did. He had a line. People were in line 5-6 hours for his autograph.
Damn.
That's a long time to be standing in a goddamn line. Number one. Number two, he was on a very tight schedule, and he had to leave when he had to leave.
Mm.
Which means that some people near the end of the line might not have gotten autographs.
Or probably didn't.
Or did not. People were complaining about that.
Mm-hmm.
The photo sessions,
What could possibly come up that he had to leave so quick?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I did find out Mark Ruffalo canceled because he's filming the Marvel Infinity War, so he had to be on set. But if you knew that you're filming something, why would you book a Comic-Con appearance?
Or if you knew filming was going to go this long,
Right.
why don't you contact Comic-Con at least a week and a half or a week before and tell them you're not going to make it?
Well, from what I understand, he did contact Comic-Con maybe Tuesday, I think, but Comic-Con didn't announce it until like Thursday.
Of course.
Like, they kind of sat on the information, which really sucked.
'Cause we know that they can get a last-minute replacement.
They got a ton of last-minute people.
They did it on Friday. They got Tony Danza.
Yes. That was
A real
surprising.
last minute. And that was only a one-day thing.
Yeah, I was kind of sad about that. And he was like Friday only. So even if we'd gone on Saturday, I wouldn't have been able to see Tony Danza.
Nope. And you sent me a picture of him with Christopher Lloyd.
Yes. I sent Sean a picture of Christopher Lloyd and Tony Danza because it's like a baby taxi reunion. Like, baby taxi reunion, right? But one of the main reasons that I sent Sean this photo is because it was at Christopher Lloyd's table, okay? Now, there was a specific picture that I was going to print out and have Christopher Lloyd sign because I was so certain he would only have Back to the Future stuff. I was like, he's only going to have Back to the Future stuff. Maybe he has a couple of headshots. Mm-hmm. My favorite movie is Clue. He was in it. I wanted a photo sign from Clue. He had on his table,
in the picture,
in the photo, what looked like, I don't know, like 11 by 14?
I'd say.
It looked pretty big. The exact photo that I was going to have him sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, son of a bitch. And then, like the next day, I actually wrote to, because his actual family does his social media for him. So I wrote to his family and I was like, I couldn't go to the con for reasons that I can't get into. But
I couldn't get in.
well, yeah, I didn't want to say that. And then I said,
They wouldn't let me in.
yeah. I said, is there a way that I can obtain an autograph? Does he have a fan mail address? I said, I'd be happy to either pay for it, pay you, or I'll donate to his favorite charity.
Yay! Nice.
Didn't hear a peep.
Of course.
No. Exactly. That's right. Yeah, I was like, really? It's been like a week, I haven't heard anything. I probably won't.
That's the type of luck that we're all having.
Which kind of sucks, but at least I tried. So I have that going for me. Mm-hmm. I tried.
I'm still in the process of waiting for an autograph picture myself.
Right.
Because the person I wrote to, I'm friends with her on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
She had a minor part in a big movie that everybody knows.
Okay.
And I asked her about obtaining an autograph. And she said, sure, just give me your address and I'll be glad to send you one.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently wrote to her because I haven't heard from her in a little bit. And she said that she just sent her photos to this place that she's doing a convention at for 2 days. And then when she's there and she has the pictures, then she'll sign one and get one to me.
Okay.
I haven't heard one since, and I haven't seen it in the mail yet. So I'm still waiting for mine too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh my god, it sucks. So there's that. I'm trying to remember some of the stuff that I read. People are not happy with the photos outside. Mm-hmm. Because they had to go outside to the photo tent to get the photos done and then get back inside. There was a ridiculous wait to get inside. Like, the VIP had to go through this security thing and then be checked. It was like they were saying that by the time you get through the VIP, the general admission people are already in. So it's almost like, what is the purpose of having the VIP if you have to go through all that rigmarole?
I think the big thing with the VIP is you just get in earlier.
Yeah, but it's taken so long.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be the thing, though. You get in earlier, and you get more things.
And it was so cold Saturday. People were like, "Can we get in now?" Like, they were on Facebook going, "When are you going to open the door because it's freezing out here?" Mm-hmm. And they're like, "We're not ready yet." Well,
that's probably the time frame that picture of Christopher Lloyd was taken.
I don't know. I know it was, there really wasn't a lot of people there. So, I don't know. Wow. Oh, I got a pain in my side. Ow! I'm dying. So yeah, it was minor things. I know the Walking Dead, all the Walking Dead people canceled. People were upset about that. Right. And that was AMC who said that they couldn't go. Not them. Mm-hmm. So people were kind of miffed about that.
You go, you're out of your contract.
Yeah, it's a violation of your contract. Can't go. I'm interested in the Boston Comic-Con. I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that.
Yeah, we had a minor scare about those tickets, but it turned out to be okay.
Yeah, we're good.
They were selling like certain bundles or package deals.
Right.
This past Wednesday, and we thought that all tickets were going on sale.
Yeah.
But we just need the 1 day, like single day pass.
Yeah.
Those don't go on sale until March 1st.
Mm-hmm. So, look at that. Oh.
That's when we're getting ours.
So, yeah. I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. So.
Happy birthday to me.
Oh, I know. March is your birthday.
Yep. 8 days later.
And then the Comic-Con takes place around my husband's birthday, so happy birthday to him.
Mm-hmm.
Go say hi to that guy you like. Go say hi to that guy you like.
And hopefully, since Michael's going to be there,
yeah,
they can get Chris there. And I've been talking with Claudia Wells, who played Jennifer Parker in the first one.
Yeah.
And I told her about how they have that, and they've already mentioned Michael, that maybe she can get on. So maybe they'll have like a little Back to the Future section.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Have a whole big thing. I need a cough drop. This is killing me. All right. No. Okay, so I'm not going to spoil anything because I know some people run on different timetables. Did you watch?
Nope.
Okay. Did you watch the last episode of American Horror Story?
No.
You have not. Okay. Then I will talk around it. Okay, I will say what happened. I knew what happened. I was not surprised at all, and I found the ending very lackluster compared to how the whole season has been.
Alright.
That's my opinion. That's the opinion I walked away with. That's the opinion that I maintain. I just found it very not shocking, and I'm like, okay. I saw.
It's all too shocking.
Yeah, after you watch it, I tell you what I saw coming, but I was like, oh, that's gonna happen, and it ended up happening. So that was kind of surprising. I'm like, oh, okay. I could literally be a TV writer. So I was kind of. Yeah. So I was kind of disappointed about that. So while I was mulling about that for the rest of the week, I thought, what other finales have happened that have been a disappointment to the show as a whole?
And what'd you find?
Well, you made me laugh. It's your fault. I literally thought you were going to say something.
No.
Okay. Nope. Okay. So I came across some, and these are like people's overall feeling that this was a complete shit show of an ending. So the first one is Futurama. Now, I love Futurama. And I would very much love it if Billy West could come to Comic-Con next year.
Yeah, he was there at Boston.
I know. I can't.
With Tim Curry, and we couldn't make it.
I can't.
Our cars suck.
My financial. Oh, I got fucked. So.
We both did by our cars.
Yeah.
Bastard.
I know. Now, in Futurama is a show that has ended like 8 times because Comedy Central canceled it, and then it went to Cartoon Network, and then fucking Fox had it and they canceled it. So they should know how to end their show.
The Wonder Show goes round and round. Pass it quickly.
So a series whose final seasons weren't received nearly as well as the first ones, Futurama bid farewell to viewers in Comedy Central in 2013 with an episode featuring Fry and Leela's wedding in a world where time has stopped. This is the thing that pisses me off, because it's like, there was this time travel thing, and it affected everybody except Fry and Leela, so they were literally in a world by themselves, and it was really weird. It didn't get a horrible rating, but fell far enough below the series norm to make a number 10 slot. Still, that episode was rated much higher than the Fox finale, the season 4 closer, where no fan has gone before, which was a Star Trek theme plot, blah, blah, blah. And I think for such a beloved series to end it like that was kind of sucked. It's like, people have been trying to get Futurama back since it ended, and there are some people who are like, well, no, it ended perfectly. No, it did not. It didn't end perfectly for everyone. Shit on your shoe.
You're nuts.
The next one makes me very angry.
Oh, don't turn green.
I won't.
I'm already green.
Sopranos. How The Sopranos ended. Everybody knows how The Sopranos ended. I won't have to read the paragraph about The Sopranos ending. I didn't like the ending. It sucked. And the whole thing is that David Chase, who created it, had said he was teasing us for years that he might do a movie. Or he might bring it back as like a TV movie or whatever.
You can't now. He waited too long.
And then James Gandolfini died.
Yep.
And then Frank Vincent died.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 characters gone from the show. So now he can't do anything.
Dick. You waited too long.
God. Yeah, he did. This next one, a lot of people take issue with. 2.5 Men. Exactly. Tons of rumors that Charlie Sheen would bury the hatchet with 2.5 Men corrector Chuck Lorre and return to the show for its final series finale. Viewers got their hopes dashed by a final scene in which a Sheen stunt double showed up at the house, was quickly crushed to death by a grand piano that fell from a helicopter. Other stuff happened too, but nobody gives a shit.
Man.
Yeah. And first of all, to bring in somebody else just to try to keep the show going was stupid.
And the show from behind.
Yeah.
We didn't see his face. We just saw him walk up to the door in Sheen's shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Yeah, and then doesn't Chuck Lorre look at the camera and go winning or something?
Yep.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Asshole.
That's like he just wanted to get the last word. I get it.
Yep.
But it's stupid.
Yep. Double yep.
First of all, when Sheen left the I'm doing the thing. First of all, when Sheen left the show, they should have ended the show. Yep. I mean, I know John Cryer needs money. I get it.
He's crying for money.
I know John Cryer needs money. That Ducky money ain't gonna last forever. I know the Ducky well is turned dry.
He's probably begging to do a sequel for that.
But
pretty big too.
Like to bring in Ashton Kutcher, like really? Like the whole thing just sucked.
And it took a long time for him to shave the fucking beard too. I hated that.
I know you did. I wasn't really a big fan of the whole show. I mean, like, I'd watch it if somebody else was watching it and I was in a room. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a show like I tuned into, but for me, it just got really stupid after he left. It's like, why bother? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, this one's bad. Seinfeld. Oh. Yeah, see? Just mentioning the Seinfeld finale gets that reaction from people. It's like, oh, why you gotta do me like that?
Yeah, because I remember going, really? That's it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's
exactly
the stupidest ending.
So what happens is, Elaine, George, Jerry, and Kramer get arrested for failing to help someone out in trouble, breaking a Good Samaritan law. While on trial, they face a series of people for whom they have caused trouble over the years.
Way over the years.
From the old lady Jerry robbed for the marble bread.
No soup for you.
To the virgin woman who inspired the four to hold the contest. Which, by the way, the contest turned like 35 years old. Or 25, I think. I don't know. The anniversary of the contest is this. In theory, it was a great way to remind viewers of some of the best moments and characters. Like the Bubble Boy and the Soup Nazi. Sadly, execution did not live up to the promise.
And how did it end? They just show them all together in a prison cell.
Yeah.
And the camera just pans back.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Fade to black.
That is stupid. Stupid.
No soup for you.
Yes. Yeah, it's stupid. Okay. The next one. Roseanne.
Oh, that's coming back.
And that's coming back. Which, I mean, like, now I would only, like, my mom, I think, liked that show. I
used to watch it.
Did you? I only watched occasionally. I know Tim Curry was in a few episodes.
Yeah. And he was one of the boys.
And George Clooney.
Yep.
Which almost makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
But not enough. So what happened was, after 9 seasons, with an average rating, they decided to take a weird turn when Roseanne hit it big and won the lottery. The family goes on a bender, living it up with their newfound wealth and setting viewers up for the disastrous end. Disastrous. Mm-hmm. Because we find out that sadly it was all a story contrived by Roseanne. In fact, we discover her husband Dan suffered a heart attack in the second to last season and actually didn't recover. And everything we've been seeing was a product of her writings, including details of her family that were altered for dramatic effect. Example, her sister Jackie was actually a lesbian. Her kids, Darlene and Becky, were dating opposite guys as they were in their story. Mm-hmm. Sure, any person with a heart will shed a tear listening to Roseanne's final touching voiceover. I love the shake cry. Which I can do much better when I'm not sick. But why turn what was uplifting comical show into a well of sadness, leaving us all with pits in our stomachs for an uncomfortable realization? Aww. Precisely. And now they're bringing it back, so it's like we have to wipe the slate clean and undo everything that the finale did. Unless they're going to somehow...
Reincarnate
Yeah,
Dan?
I don't know like how that's going to work.
Reincarnate Dan?
Yeah.
Try to make us think, oh, that whole part with Dan dying was probably a dream.
Yeah. I'm dreaming. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Alright. Elf.
Huh?
Huh? Elf. Alright, you guys, if you don't know Elf, I don't know what to say about you. Look it up on YouTube.
A furry alien.
Yeah, it was...
The cat-eating alien.
I just... the premise, ridiculous, but it was still a very entertaining show. That's all I can say.
With a nerdy family.
If you remember Alf, you probably remember he was a kind soul who minded his own business, collected lint, and was generally just trying to go back to his planet. Fans got all excited when the episodes leading to finale made it seem he was going to achieve his mission and finally get his way back to planet Melmac. But the show had a different ending in mind. Poor Alf was captured by the military while on his way to Melmac. A serious what the fuck moment. So, as children, I mean, I don't remember how old we were when that ended. I'm going to say we'll say 11, 12. Seems about right.
Yeah.
So, preteens, we were traumatized because Alf got picked up by the evil government, and you know they're going to perform experiments on him because that's all that the characters said throughout the whole thing. We can't let Alf get captured. You know what they'll do to him? And then he gets captured. What are they going to do to him?
So in a way, they were giving us hints the whole time.
Yes. It was awful. And then they did a lame-ass made-for-TV movie.
Easter egg hints.
I know. Easter egg moments. Then they did a lame-for-TV movie 15 years later. Like it mattered then. And everybody's like, what the fuck is Alf? Nobody remembered. It was too late.
I don't know why these companies or Hollywood just wait so long to do something like that.
I know, it's stupid. It's like people have already forgotten about you.
Mm-hmm.
You just move on. Okay. I don't know if you watched the show. Dinosaurs? Did you watch Dinosaurs? No.
I know of it, but I didn't watch it.
I actually liked that show. It was done by Jim Henson's company. It was a funny show. And the sad part was that it ended kind of like, not like Alf, but it ended very sadly for a comedy show.
Extinct?
Well, here's the thing. Well, that was a good one. You know what happened to dinosaurs a million years ago, but that doesn't mean we want to see it on TV.
But
A show that was usually lighthearted and had a terribly sad finale when the dad, Earl, had to admit to his family that he made a mistake and now everyone will be dying. It was an especially dark, considering it was a family comedy.
got dark and evil.
Yeah, it was like the dinosaurs were, this big meteor thing was going to hit the planet, like they were going to go through the ice age and they were all going to die. And you went, son of a bitch.
Well, let's say history tends to repeat itself.
This is my payoff for watching this show.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. This is another one that really upset me.
Be
House.
sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Exactly. House.
Crummy commercial.
House MD with Hugh Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That was one of your favorites.
it was one of my favorites because I love that show. It was really, really good. It was well written. Hugh Laurie was awesome.
What's he been doing?
He's been touring. He has a jazz thing, and he also he has like 2 shows on Hulu. Hula Hoo.
So I haven't heard anything about him since House ended.
Yeah, he has a it's actually a kind of a popular show on Hulu. It's called Chance. Now, just to show you how insane I am, when the House finale aired, I was on my honeymoon, and I told my husband that we would be in the hotel room for 9 o'clock when the House finale aired, and we could go out after, because I didn't trust my DVR.
Don't.
I know. And then he goes, okay, like he was like, all right, fine. Like he sat there and just fiddled with radio or something. Just let me watch the show. So, but if you didn't see the finale, and it's only been like, I've been married 5 years, so about 5 years ago.
Many moon pies ago.
Yes, and I'm still angry at this finale. So the entire series shows House being dependent on solving puzzles to function. While his therapy had helped him even out the ugly parts of his personality, the fact remained up to the last episode. He faked his death, losing his license to practice medicine, the only place that would hire him, and being a famous figure in his field, the ability to start over as well. How the fuck is his motorcycle trip with Wilson ending well for either of them? Now, Wilson was his best friend, the only voice of reason in his life, and he has cancer.
Not the soccer ball that Tom Hanks talks to.
No. And it's like,
Or volleyball.
he had an inoperable cancer thing. He was going to die. So he and House decide they're going to take a motorcycle trip. How is that a good idea? I can't imagine that it would be a good idea, and I 100% agree with this. I loved House because it was grounded enough to show that reality can be anything but real, yet leaves the ending like, oh, he's spending time with his best friend before he dies. The end. Yeah, that sucks.
That was a big F you.
It really was. So it was like that, the American Horror Story thing really got me thinking about all those shitty endings to shows.
And going on what you said before about not trusting your DVR,
Yeah.
that happened to me and Tab a few years ago.
Yeah.
She surprised me for my birthday getting tickets to the Florida State football game down in Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
And we were excited. We drove down there. We set the DVR to tape that game, which they killed Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
As like 43-3 or something like that.
Oh, dear.
And when we got back, the DVR didn't record the damn game.
Oh!
It's the only game that DVR didn't record. Like, really? What the fuck?
That sucks, dude.
One game we drive all the way down to Florida to go attend.
Right.
That we could have seen ourselves. And
Right.
they killed Wake Forest. Damn DVR.
I am sorry. No, I understand. That sucks. Yes. We should, Sean. We should. So, next week is Thanksgiving.
Yum.
Yum. I appreciate that. I really do.
And for what I saw online today, this is the only holiday that or the main holiday that we get to eat the mascot.
We do, because you don't eat Santa Claus. At least you don't eat him and get a toy after. I'm not sorry for that joke. Not sorry at all. Okay. Do you have like big doings?
Not big, but
You guys cooking, or are you gonna be cooked for?
we're being cooked for.
Nice. That is always the best, isn't it?
We're going to my parents' house.
Okay. That's the best.
Mhm.
I'm going to my nephew's, and I don't know, my nephew's wife's family is going to be there, and there's basically going to be like 25 people.
Mm.
So I'm just going to find a quiet corner and sit there. And be like, oh.
Yeah, my parents is going to be me, Tab, Mom, Dad, my brother, his wife, and my nephew.
Oh. Nice and quiet.
And we'll probably bring Brandy.
Oh, you're going to bring a dog?
Yep. Interesting. This is one visit that we can't use the dog as an excuse to leave.
I had to get home for the dog. I know it. No,
On a regular visit, it's like, yeah, we gotta get going. We gotta let Brandy out. Oh, okay. So we got that 55-minute drive back to Hanson.
Ugh. Gross. Well, not when they move.
Yeah.
That'll at least be easier for you.
Now, when they do, it'll be like a 10 or 15 minute.
There you go. I know it. So, last year, we did crazy Thanksgiving stories. I highly suggest looking up that episode. That was a great episode. So instead of doing that, because we've already done that, I have what people are not looking forward to this Thanksgiving.
Family.
Believe it or not, that takes high on this list.
I figured it would.
So,
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that rather just go and eat and not deal with the family.
yeah, there's a lot of these people. So the first person, what are you not looking forward to this Thanksgiving? My brother. My brother is engaged to my ex-girlfriend.
An asshole already.
It makes things very awkward. I would assume so.
And she's a bitch too.
Right there. Makes things very awkward because most of my family doesn't know the darkness behind their relationship. There's darkness. My older brother was away at college when she and I were together. Only met him when he came home for break. She went to the same college as him and they'd ride home together for breaks. They spent an amount of time together, but I had never pictured he would try anything more. After we broke up, we still tried to talk things out. We got in an argument and she goes, "Well, I could tell you something that would really piss you off." Okay, buddy, red flags. Okay, well, now you need to tell me. I had sex with your brother. Cue me cutting her out of my life. And you say nothing to your brother? I think he's just as much to blame.
Bye, Felicia.
Exactly. This next person, because I won't be allowed to go to the kid table when the political discussion starts. I say go anyway. Go anyway.
Why? What's the matter with those discussions?
I don't know, Sean.
I'm sure they're very intelligent discussions.
I'm sure.
But maybe some of them have to do with people getting fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Aw, but I just got here.
You're still fired.
Okay. So this next person says, I'm just going to bail upstairs with my 3DS. Last year I went to the garage and hung out with the cat. I'm sure that was more pleasant than whatever you had to deal with. I got married 2 weeks ago. I'm not looking forward to the so when can we expect a pregnancy announcement?
Yep.
I plan on having wine with me at all times so I can take a big sip and say, no time soon. Right there.
Carry a box of wine with you.
Exactly. Everyone will be coming to my house. I'm doing all the cooking. Alcohol will be involved.
Maybe they should have some zombies.
Oh, God. No. If you're going to have zombies, get a spotter. Somebody needs to spot you.
Zombies of Long Island.
Yeah. This is a good one. I start baking pies today. I'm in California.
Make us one.
So, lots of smoking cannabis will be done this week. I will literally be baking pies. I like how they said cannabis.
That's the actual term for it.
It is, and they're very official with cannabis.
They're going to put it in brownies?
I don't know.
Yes.
How are we doing on time? We're doing pretty
Trying
good.
something new. We're going to put it in pie.
Yeah. Pie. Hi, pie.
Hi, pie.
Hi, pie. This has been I don't know how I feel about this story. My cousin has been busy the last 2 years royally fucking up his life and the lives of most of my family. He got hooked on drugs. Oh boy. And started stealing to feed his addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Stole from countless members of my family and stole a few packages while working at UPS. Sean, no! That's why I haven't got my autograph yet.
Damn UPS.
Yeah.
Ups.
One of which was gems going to or from a jewelry store. I can't remember which. Okay, I'm not even gonna... He's been arrested for felony drug charges and stealing. He missed last Thanksgiving because my uncle took advice from the lawyer and sent him to rehab, hoping to make him look better in front of the judge. Well, if he's in Quincy... Dismissed.
Easily.
It worked. He got 6 months in jail and a 5-year probation. 4.5 months into his 6-month sentence, he, along with 4 other inmates involved in the work program, were caught smuggling drugs into jail.
Yay!
Including heroin, his drug of choice. So he got busted for organized crime, another drug charge, his third offense, and manslaughter because this was only uncovered after an inmate overdosed on heroin in his cell. Oh my fucking God.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, my family has been torn apart by this. Half feel for him and his parents want nothing more than to help him get better. The other half, who he stole from, want nothing more than him to get locked up for the next 20 years. This is the first time we'll all be together since his most recent string of charges. I kind of want you to film it. I want to know how this goes.
Film it and send it to us.
I know. I it's not going to be good. I know. Oh, boy. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 4 years, and I just had an IUD put in this week. So I'm ready for the babies and marriage question. I think what we're learning so far from this list is that probably don't ask people when they're going to have a baby. Because nobody likes it.
They usually get that question right after they get married.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times as a joke on the wedding night.
Yeah. My in-laws are all spread out. That means unless you're hosting, you're in a car for hours and hours. I have a 6-hour drive ahead of me. Ooh. The average drive will be about 2 to 3 hours, though. They didn't pick a central location because, of course, they didn't. That's bad enough. But what's worse is when the meal is over, helping cleaning up or whatever. It's not a big deal. But then most people can't leave. So air mattresses come out. Why can't most people leave? How late is this Thanksgiving?
Wow.
You
need a nap? You lay down for 10 minutes.
I know. Air mattresses? The what to watch debate begins. Marie doesn't like football. That's like all in caps. Marie doesn't like football.
Well, fuck her. Kick it out of the room.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you go take a nap on the air mattress, Marie, and shut the fuck up? Nobody asked for your opinion.
Bitch.
Exactly. The young kid meltdown starts to synchronize because Jimmy's hogging the toolbox. Benny wants a turn, and he waited so long. And, it's not fair, I want to go home. Me too, kid, me too. But we can't. It's like The Shining, but with stuffing. There's nowhere to go, and it's crazy.
All work and no play.
The Shining, but with stuffing.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, boy. We have 2 vegan family members who sit at the table and frown with every mouthful of turkey the rest of us eat. That's when you start making food noises. Mmm.
Oh, my God. This is so juicy.
Yes.
So tender.
It is. Delicious.
The gravy's outstanding.
It is. Did they put this turkey in a pen? Oh. Tastes fantastic.
Stuffing's so good.
It is.
What do you do to the stuffing?
Oh, there's meat in it. There's got it. You got 3 kinds of meat in the stuffing? I'm on board. This is good. My girlfriend flew in to have Thanksgiving with my family and I. All I want to do is have loud sex, but siblings are one thin wall away. Can't you just have quiet sex?
It's funny that you mentioned that one because I heard something today.
Oh, did you?
At
What did you
work.
hear?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Either yesterday, last night, or the other night.
Mm-hmm.
A kid called the police because 2 people were having very loud sex, and he didn't know what was going on.
Damn it, Jimmy.
He didn't know what all the screaming was about.
Yeah, hurt me.
So
She just keeps yelling, hurt me. I don't know.
Imagine the surprise on their faces when the cops show up.
Oh, boy. My whole family is very conservative. I'm a liberal. I haven't talked to my racist brother in a few months, so I'm going to need a few shots, tequila, whiskey, cyanide, any one of those. I feel you.
Give me something while I'm waiting.
Yep. I see we're on time, so. Oh God, the politics. We're going to be 30 minutes from the nearest town, in the countryside, with liberal amounts of alcohol. Most everyone in my family is extremely political opinionated. I'm going to have to mediate the whole thing. That sounds shitty.
Yes.
And the last one that we will leave you on, what they're not looking forward to this Thanksgiving, liquor store lines on Wednesday because they will be closed on Thursday. Indeed, my friend, indeed.
Stock up on your liquor now.
Stock up on your liquor. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb, but make favorites. Mm-hmm. We're helping. We're helping this year.
Yeah.
I love it. So if you want, you can watch the YouTube version of the podcast on YouTube. You can friend book us. You can like us on Instagram. You can tweet us. You can email us. The word hashtag justsayingpodcast@gmail.com. I think that's it. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If the political arguments get too disturbing, just picture that little monkey with the cymbals in your head. Make it through. Try to drink or not. I don't care.
And if there's relatives coming by, you don't want
get an air mattress
for them. And go back to that alcohol thing.
Go back to alcohol.
Make yourself a zombie or
oh God!
an island.
Get a spotter. Don't do it alone. I'm gonna shut up now. Sean's got something to tell you.
Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And have a good everything. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, bitch.